Good morning, good day, or good evening, and welcome back to the rabbit hole. Today's video is going to be a sketchbook time lapse, and I don't usually do those anymore. And the reason I'm going to do that today is actually I'm just going to kind of lay it all out. So let's go ahead and get started with the drawing portion, and I'll just tell you what's happening while we do that. Okay, so first off, I have been having a little bit of a YouTuber identity crisis, and what I mean by that is I've been trying so hard to be a PokeTuber. And while I grew up in the 90s, I'm in my mid 30s, and Pokemon definitely shaped my childhood and who I became as a young adult. And mind you, I was a super fan. I had the comics, I had the I had the cards and the games and all the whole nine. And so I thought, oh, it wouldn't be too hard to knowing all the things that I know about Pokemon, it wouldn't have been too hard to be a PokeTuber. And wow, also I have to say is wow. Drawing, I am not a cutesy, cartoony artist. I never really was. I can do those things, but that's not really my home genre. My home genre is people and anatomy and horror, honestly. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to go back to my roots. I'm having a hard time getting videos out because I don't really draw Pokemon in my spare time. My sketchbook, I don't have a whole lot of time to draw nowadays anyway, but my sketchbook is not filled with Pokemon. It's filled with creatures and monsters and buildings and random bugs I saw when I was walking home from work. And, it's filled with my life and my creativity process. And it's not really, I don't know, at my age now, Pokemon is not really one of those things that kind of fill my headspace anymore. So I think that's been one of the major struggles. And so I do want to apologize if you came to this channel because of my Pokemon videos. Thank you for coming and checking it out. But I think I'm going to go back to my original plans for this channel, which was just to show the creativity stuff that I like to do, to just kind of share my, I don't know, my inside pictures, what I see in my head. And so I'm gonna do, I think, that instead. I wouldn't mind still, doing a Pokemon every now and then, but I don't want that to be my main focus. And one of the reasons I've actually been gone for so long is I was doing Stardew Valley mod. Someone had requested if I could make a customized tile sheet so that they could then put that in their game, and replace some shit. And I did that, and I kind of really enjoyed doing the pixel art. I've always loved pixel art. But that led to me making an entire farm map for Stardew Valley. And then, of course, once I made the map, I had to make it a mod so that you could actually put it into the game. And then once I did that, I wanted to beta test it and test it for bugs. And next thing you know, I'm in winter year 2 on this on this map that I made for Stardew. So I think I want to do share those kind of things on this channel as well. Mind you, I didn't record any of the steps to doing that, which is honestly really dumb at this point. But I've already done it once now, and so I can I guess do it again. And I do still have all the assets from that, and so I can at least go back and show the steps. But that's for a future video, I guess. If you would be interested in seeing how I make Stardew Valley mods and what my map looks like, maybe I'll do a video showing how I made it, and then doing a quick farm tour of showing that it actually works and that it's not bullshit. But anyway, that's enough of that. I feel like I feel like this art piece deserves at least a little bit of talking about, so let's do that. For this piece going on, I did obviously use a symmetry ruler, which I used to feel was cheating back in the day, but now I feel like it's the same thing as me drawing only on half a piece of paper and then flipping it and then transferring it. So that's kind of where my headspace was. So I used a symmetry ruler, and I started out with just a basic face shape, and I had no direction at all. I was literally just kind of letting my hand go to town. And next thing you know, I ended up with, it's kind of a mixture of things. And once I had that little mixture, I loved it, and I wanted to explore it more. So originally it was just a basic woman, and I was going to do I was thinking like ancient future, you know what I mean? Like Horizon Zero Dawn, kind of, where it's like tribal and also like cybernetic. Then as I did that, I don't know, it kind of I was pulling in more and more elements of like different things. Like I have the cords and the cordage and like the cables ended up looking like hair and braids, which was my original intent, but like it came out a little different than I had initially intended. And then the speakers on the side that ended up looking like pigtails and stuff like that. It's like it kind of was a whole different culture. Then I ended up with like the choker. When I was doing the choker and the face tats, I was thinking more like native or tribal. And then when I went to doing I guess the crown, it's the little headpiece up on top. When I was doing that, I was thinking of like Princess Amidala or whatever from Star Wars. I'm not a Star Wars fan, but I have Star Wars fans in the family. But I was like, I was thinking of Star Wars, and then the little halo in the back. As I was doing it, it also made me think of the Madonna, like the famous sculpture, and like all of the religious iconography. And so in the end, I kind of wanted to blend some different cultures. I wanted to blend like religion and like technology all into one piece. And I feel like it kind of worked out. I'm super happy with it. All in all, I think I spent about like maybe 6 hours on this piece, 6 or 7 hours. And like I was a trained, well, I won't say trained. I took every art class available in every school I went to. So I guess like that, if you want to count that as training. But I never went to college. But my medium has always been and probably will always be pencil. That's why I started. It's where I live. And ballpoint pen, a good old Bic ballpoint pen. And so when I was like starting doing this, what was originally going to be a doodle, I went back to that, and I think that's honestly part of the reason that this piece just kind of exploded onto my paper there. It's because I went back to what made me fall in love with art to begin with. I mean, I can't say that I have a specific memory, because like honestly, my first memory in existence is holding a pencil and drawing. I was like 3 years old. That's my first memory. It's not my parents, it's drawing. And then it's people and my parents and stuff like that. And so I think maybe that's why this piece in particular ended up so like detailed and in depth, is because it went back to, like I was saying, my roots, to like my home genre. And I found myself in love with art again. I found myself wanting to keep going. I found myself wanting to show people, and for the first time in a long time, I wanted to like print this out and hang it on my wall and like put it on t-shirts. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know, I'm kind of rambling now, but my point is that this piece here literally made me fall in love with drawing again. And because of that, I don't think I'm going to continue being a PokeTuber, or at least attempting to be. I think I'm just going to be a creative YouTuber. I'm going to show my sketchbook. I'm going to show my Stardew Valley and my Fallout and my Skyrim mods. I'm going to show like the actual physical things that I draw and like make in my personal time. And hell, I might even like go back to posting some of my hiking videos. But I guess all in all, this video is a reintroduction and an apology all in one. It is, hello, I'm Midnight, and the whole reason this channel is called Midnight's Meddlings is because I like to meddle in different things. But I kind of got off track. And then I'm sorry to those of you that came here on the Pokemon train, but that was the last stop, I think. There might be a few like nostalgic trips down memory lane where I do, a few like just here and there, ones that I've already either done in my sketchbook and have not showed, or ones I still had planned on doing and have not done. So it's not the end of all of my Pokemon journey, but it is definitely the end of my PokeTuber journey. And with that, I would just like to say thank you, and I'm sorry, but I'm going to let this play out a little longer, and then we're just going to call it a day. Well, guys, that's all for today. Thank you so much if you made it this far in the video. I'm not sure what the next video is going to be, but I do know I'm back to working for 4 10-hour shifts a week. So hopefully, going back to having 3 days off a week, I should have a little bit more time for video editing and stuff like that. Um, if you liked the video, hit that like button. If you really liked it, hit the subscribe button, to please the YouTube algorithm gods. And I will hopefully be doing more things like this in the future. Once again, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you again in the next video. Bye!